what we have right now is not working. What you're seeing is a lot of the fraudulent schemes and protocols, institutionalized by the soldiers in the manual they gave us as constitution. They're not working. They're not working. So we will go back to regionalism, which is all regions should have the power. And I think that's what we're going to. And that's part of the reason why you see a lot of them are afraid of Tinubu's coming back for second term. They believe he will do regionalism. And I pray so. But I think it should start now.
So Tinubu's administration, 101%, and you do wish him well to come back for second tenure?
Tinubu, for me, is better than any northerner taking power. That's what I believe. And why do I say that? For the security.
So how will you assess his administration generally?
Tinubu,
now that you mentioned that, within these 2 years.
Tinubu's administration has not been very different from that of Buhari. But where it has done well, if you ask me, I am from the East. So Tinubu has stopped the federal funding for the unknown government sting operation. That was a federal sting operation perpetrated by elements of the Buhari administration. As I'm talking to you right now, there is no more unknown government across East. Implementing of sit at home, implementation. Don't also forget that we had up to 38 different Biafra Nana organizations. A lot of them were proxies set up by the Buhari administration to do a lot of the things that they want. So it was the Nnamdi Kanu version of the Biafra movement that refused to do what they want. That's why they came for Nnamdi. But you see what I tell you, and most of the people who started with Nnamdi are the ones who went over to start working with Asari, start working with Utomefo, all of them in the Biafra customary government, and all of them were simply collecting money from Buhari and being managed by Bichi. But now, Buhari's, what's his name? Tinubu's government is not funding those things anymore. That's why you saw complaints from people like Asari and so on. Didn't they pay them again and all that? And all that has stopped. So for me, Tinubu might not have shown competence. The fact that he has stopped the federal funding of the unknown government sting operation in the East, I raise my hand. Principal bulk funding of that operation by Buhari and elements of his government have stopped. That's why you have peace all over the East. So whether you have some residual misbehavior by residual criminals, those ones don't mean nothing. It's not all you get rid of. There are some that have been stopped. But there are a lot of, those days, every time you catch somebody around Awabama, around Uli, around also, you go and interrogate him, you turn down somebody from Ebony. Who are these people? Who are they? I'm happy you've seen the publications released in America and the United Kingdom claiming that those people helped Buhari to do what they did. But what I can tell you is that Buhari has left. Security is a federal issue. None of the governors has capacity to do security. It is federal. It was Buhari doing all those things. It was Buhari. Now that Buhari has left and Tinubu has stopped all federal fundings, I'm happy for that. There is no more unknown government sting operation being perpetrated by elements of the government in eastern Nigeria.
There has been this call for restructuring. But for the North now, if I were to speak for the North, I would not speak for restructuring. I would think of giving people what they want. Yoruba nation wants Oduduwa Republic. In the name of God, give them Oduduwa Republic. This is 21st century. We have a right to choice. Biafra wants Biafra. Give them Biafra. Give every other nationality what they need. Because as far as I know, the relationship is sound. There is geometrical increase in suspicion across all expressions. The trust is not there. Suspicion is not there. And people who want to develop at their own speed. If you want to go at the speed of rocket, please, you should be allowed to go at the speed of rocket. If you want to go at the speed of snail, go at the speed of the snail at your own peril, at the consequences coming to you. But for now, if anybody is thinking that physical federalism is the solution to Nigeria, he is not even understanding the geography, not understanding the history, not understanding the mathematics, not even aware of geometry and the geometrical implication of what they are asking about physical federalism. What we should have is, we should have sub-nations among Nigeria. Let every region get what it wants. Short of this, our children, our grandchildren will abuse us because we are going to leave behind for them a cancerous, that will defy every chemotherapy.
I don't think what Nigeria needs is a regional government. I don't think regional government is going to solve our problem. I think the reason regional government worked in the 60s was because we did not have states, and that was how the country was structured. But I think we often forget the effects of regional government. All we need is to give states more power to control their resources. What we need is true federalism, not regional government. Because what are you going to do? Let's say we leave it at 6 regions. Each of these regions is going to have a regional governor, right? Or a premier, like the way it was called in the early 60s. How will this solve issues? Because some states are going to be financing other states in the region, and it's going to cause another kind of problem in Nigeria. Recently, some indigenes of Lagos came out to say they will not be part of the Western region, right? So those are the kind of stuff I'm talking about. Some states in the region, we want to relax because they feel like, oh, other states will take care of me. So I think that is the problem we are going to run into if we actually go for regional, if we go back to regional kind of government. I think each state should develop at its own pace. Let states control their resources. Let states have state police. We need to reduce the power at the center. I think that is what we need right now, not going back to regional governments. It will not solve any problem. Give states power to manage their resources. Let us lay emphasis on states, not on region. And I saw some senators talking about rotating the presidency of Nigeria across the 6 geopolitical zone. I also think it's a nice idea if we rotate the presidency across the 6 geopolitical zone. I think zoning is necessary. Why do I say this? Countries have to develop system according to their way of life. Every country is unique. So countries have to develop their own system according to how their people operate. And in Nigeria, people have this mentality that if my brother is not there, I'm not benefiting. That is the kind of mentality that Nigerians have. They feel like for them to benefit the dividend of government, the person in charge must be from their village. It must be from their state. So that is why when someone that is ruling is not from their clan or their region, they don't feel included. That is why I think rotating it across the region might be necessary. And that 6-year or 5-year term is also nice. 5-year single term, if we have it in the southwest, it should go to the northwest. Then it should go back to the south-south, then go to the north-central. Go back to the southeast, then go to the northeast. Just like that. I feel that would be a good way for us to reduce the tension that is going on in the country, because some persons feel like they are not included. Let us develop a system that works for us. Let us develop a system that makes people feel included, because in reality, we need to make people feel included. That is the essence of a federation. That is the essence of practicing federal system of government. That is why we have federal character in Nigeria. Let us give states more power. And let us forget about having a regional governor or a regional system of government. As always.
For how long shall the Son continue to bear the sins of the Father? I think the best gift any reasonable government at this moment can give Nigeria is the regional system of government. Let's face it. There is nothing more better than that. Let's look at it, and at the end of the day, has the bill even ever been debated in the National Assembly? And let's look at Nigeria, how it used to be under the regional system of government and how it is at the moment. And that will now bring out the hypocrisy of those people that claim they are better and they are doing better than other regions. And that is to say, let's have a clear picture of how the Senates are able to vote across this. Let's know the regions that claim they are better and they command Nigeria, and the regions that feels they are more cheated with the present system. For how long shall the Son continue to bear the sins of the Father? We can't have a situation where a particular part is all about productivity, another region is all about liberality, and another region is all about fanatic religious and tribal ideologies. That is the yearning of the people. Why is it so hard to do? I know it's not easy to let go of the power that comes with the presidency, but the fact is, you're still going to retain some power, but at the end of the day, there will be productivity. And we will still be one Nigeria as we claim on paper. But the fact is, naturally, people will want to go to that region that is more productive. And that is just it. No hard feelings. And when I talk about the fact that the North is retrogressive in nature, in its ideologies, a lot of insult, a lot of it. Let me even rephrase my stand. The fact is, the North, by virtue of circumstance, by virtue of what I'm seeing at the moment, happens to be what is dragging the nation back. If it pains you, that is your business. And these are my reasons. One of the major tools for social engineering in the North, a tool that regulates or directs human conduct in the North, happen to be religious institutions. That is one. And secondly, one of the major tools that is a determinant of who becomes the next president in Nigeria in the North is religion. And that is why politicians will go and sit down with you when it's Ramadan to identify with you people, to tell you that we're all about you, because they believe that is the only way they can appeal to your conscience. And after the Ramadan, everything is over. And that is why somebody will carry cooked rice to go and share to you people during Ramadan, rice that you produce to share to you, and you people are fighting and struggling over it. And after that, that is all. So how is the North not the problem? The fact is, a lot of regions think that they are sacrificing their resources and pushing it to the North just to promote fanatic religious ideologies. And that is just it. If it hurts your feelings, that is your business. But in brief, the best gift any reasonable government can give Nigeria at the moment is the regional system of government. Let's even have a debate around it and see how far. What are we saying? It doesn't stop us from becoming the one Nigeria we claim to be. But the fact is, people will naturally go to that region that have decided to develop itself. And let's face it, even the so-called countries we claim we copied this democracy from, this hypocritic democracy that we claim to be practicing, a lot of them are somehow operating on the basis of regional democracy. And that is just it. So why can't we do that? And when I talk, they say I preach hatred, I preach violence or whatever. The fact is, I will never preach hypocritical peace. I will never. I will be the last person to do that. I will preach respect, not tolerance. There is a classical difference between the two, if you understand what I'm saying.
We'll continue to tell ourselves the bitter truth as Northerners. Since 1999, while Western region were building their region and developing their region, in the North we were promoting religion intolerance, religious fanaticism, religious extremism, and religious bigotry. And today we have turned the Northern region to become like Somalia, when Lagos GDP is more than the GDP of 19 northern states. Look at today, the richest black man on earth, Aliko Dangote, all his investments are in the West in Lagos. Isia Karabi of Boa, his investments are in Lagos. Because in the West, they have built themselves, they have capacity, they have knowledge, they have tenacity to run bigger organizations. But in the North, we have actually raised terrorists, killing everybody in the North, and the North today has become like Somalia. And let me assure those, tax reform of grandpa in the villa has come to stay. We cannot be expecting to be destroying our region and expect another region to be funding us through the kind of federal system, which is a scam. That money will come from another region to develop our region. That money will soon cease because the grandpa in the villa is actually out to restructure Nigeria and to bring about tax reform.
Welcome back to Look at General People. I've always said that what we need now is regional government. Of course, so many people are clamoring for full division so that everybody will go their separate way and so that everybody will have their own country. But for me, I still believe in the idea of regional government. If we go back to regional government, everybody will go back to their own region and everybody will do everything they can do to salvage their own region and make their own region the best. And as such, there will be competition and no region will be like lazy again, just like we had in the 60s. This was how we were operating before Agui Ironsi came with this unitary system we are practicing today. This unitary system doesn't make any sense. Compounding the problem is the 1999 constitution, which was foisted on us by the military hierarchies who wants to control this country forever via proxy. You see, the best thing we need now, I'll continue to say, is regionalism. It's the only thing that has proven to work in this country. If we don't go back, there is no way we can succeed. There is no way we can have a country. The major reason why I say that we don't need to necessarily break up is actually owing to the fact that we have strength in our population. The population we're having today is a big strength for us in Nigeria. So I believe seceding or dividing the country is not the best in the interest of Nigeria, even though it's not something we need to throw into the bin, because if you see that it's no longer working and this whole union is no longer working and these people are against the idea of going back to regional government, the only alternative that will be left for us is to talk about how to divide this country. We need to come and have a referendum and agree what we want in this country. Not like this system that is designed to rob Peter to pay Paul. It doesn't make any sense at all because this feeling of injustice will continue, and if this feeling of injustice continue, there is no way unity will be found in this country. One region will be against the other region because of this kind of issue, and it should not be designed in such a way that one region will feel superior to the other region, just like we are witnessing in Nigeria today. So there are so many things that need to be restructured in this country for us to have a proper country. The North cannot continue to see itself as the superior region, meanwhile they produce next to nothing or contribute next to nothing to the economy. So we need so many restructuring to go on in this country if we want to be one. This is what I have to say in this video. Kindly drop what you have to say in the comment section. And if today is your first time to visit our channel, please kindly like, share and subscribe to our channel.